What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Mr. Yours, and I kind of want to go over a couple of things for you guys, if you're heading into SvS for the very first time. It can be pretty intimidating. It can be pretty overwhelming, and you might be pretty confused about what is going on. I can't lie, half the time I still am too, but I kind of just wing it. But it's fun. SvS is fun. Everybody gets to go out and have some fun, whether it's on the enemy server or our server. And one thing I wanted to start off with, you can always go to the server war tab. If you're on a newer server, take about 2 months before your first SvS. Don't worry, it's gonna be mayhem and it's gonna be chaos, but you're gonna learn to enjoy it. I did, and a lot of other people did too. So the first rundown that I kind of wanted to get you guys to see here is to understanding the SvS screen, SvS events. Pretty basic. You're gonna see your server on the left hand side, who you're facing on the right hand side, and all that fun stuff. Take a look at the screen here. It's gonna show you your scores, and how you get scores is pretty simple. The basic ways is just defeating your enemies, hitting your enemies, or taking hits from your enemies. But you can do that is also go to the enemy server, take their temples with at least 5 million power, and all that fun stuff. But that's not what this video is about right now. That's not what this video is about right now. We're not talking about getting points for that way. What I wanted to cover is basically, say it's your first SvS and you want to participate in SvS, but you don't want to drop your bubble. And I think these are just some basic tips and tricks, which there's plenty of videos out there covering it, but I don't think I've done one yet. So this is going to be kind of for our new server on 1590 that we started, for anyone that's kind of new to SvS. And this is it. I ramble on a lot, so I do apologize. I apologize now for that. So this is your basic event screen. You're going to see your server on the left, the enemy server on the right, and it's going to have your scores over here, and in this bar over here in the middle, you're going to green being you on points that your server has and points that the enemy server has. You'll find yourself in the standings over here if you do have points. And look at this little guy over here who looks all sad, and it's going to show you the negative points that people are currently sitting at. I did horrible as SvS. I should blur that out, but I'm not. Couple of tips and tricks that I learned over the course of time is, if you're in this screen and you want to kind of get ready for SvS, you'll have this available for you basically every Wednesday. And the first thing that I do is I go into the ranking of enemy server, and I go to Alliance power ranking. And I generally go through, depending on their powers, but just say the top 10 alliances, I'll go through, and I'll go to the alliance, and I'll bookmark their hives, every single hive. And you can do that just by clicking on the alliance, going to their members, finding somebody that is there, and the details, go to locate coordinates, use a rest warrant, and you go ahead and do that. And once I do that, I go over to their main hive, go to bookmark, and I'll add them as a friend or an enemy. All that fun stuff, So if you are heading into your first SvS and you don't want to drop bubble, but you do want to be prepared for SvS, there's a couple of things I wanted to cover. That is, basically stay bubbled. Save your bubbles as much as you possibly can. Buy them, save them. You're going to need them. Another way that you can participate in getting points is going to be fire spirits. The fire spirit. The fire spirits, they're going to give you some points too. And it's not a lot of points, but it's 3 points that you can get with a little bit of stamina. And you can collect those the entire SvS. Literally the entire SvS. You'll get points, you'll get some healing speed ups and all that fun stuff. And it's free, and it's a way to participate without dropping your bubble. Another way that I don't recommend you do right away is that you can also farm monsters on the enemy server. And you gotta remember, when you go to the enemy server, you have a 5-minute bubble. You'll have your black keep with a red bubble, and you have 5 minutes before your bubble drops. And in that time frame, you can do fire spirits over there, you can do monsters over there, and all that fun stuff. And you can port back to your server, which I recommend bookmarking a spot on your server that you can bookmark and go to real quick to get back there and bubble instantly. Another quick little shenanigan is also you can do Ara statues. You can do the Ara statues over here. Dude. The Ara statues are going to give you roughly about 100,000 SvS score, and they're going to give you some Soul of Life. source of life, soul of life, SOL, whatever you want to call it, and you're gonna need that to revive some troops. Okay, and it's another easy way to gain points for your server to contribute to the score. You know, if you don't want to drop bubble, you know, you have the option of going to the enemy server and collecting their fire spirits and their average statues, but don't forget you have 5 minutes on your bubble before you gotta go home. You don't really want to technically drop bubble. You know, and if you want to also kind of participate in another way, you know, I do recommend that you do watch the temples on your server. You know, you're gonna have 3 temples on your server. If you guys want to take a look real quick, having a temple over here is your hunter temple, and then you're gonna take a look at this one over here. You have your harvest temple. Take a look at the one over here, and you have your forging temple. And each of these temples actually do something. If the enemy conquers your temple and they win SvS, you get a negative effect. Reduce research factories material production speed by 15%. And that's gonna be for 48 hours. And obviously, if you win SvS, you get the benefit. You get the benefit of this temple. Good. Let's take a look at the other temples real quick, right? So you get the harvest temple. Say the enemy takes a harvest, conquers your harvest temple and SvS. The first 48 hours after server war, it reduces your gathering speed by 40%. That's horrible. You want to be able to claim mysterious treasures at the harvest temple every 6 hours, and it increases your gathering speed by 60% if you win SvS. Ta-da! Free stuff. Who doesn't like that, right? So you're gonna go over here, go to the hunter temple, and you take a look. Temple effect. If you lose SvS and they conquer your temple, receive turtle march effect. Oh, it's horrible. And it can be replaced by other march effects, so you don't have turtles. But, you know, soak up that shame. Use the turtles. It's going to reduce your march speed by 30% and reduce march speeds to monsters by 75%. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. But if you win SvS, it increases your march speed by 30% and increases the march speed of monsters by 100%. Always try and win. Let's see. So keep an eye on the temples, you know, and there's small little details about them. Like, in order for you to kind of take control of a temple, whether it's on the enemy server or the enemy on your server, they have to send at least 5 million power, whether that's a general that's 5 million plus power in one troop or a full march. Just keep that in mind. Always scout before you send troops at it. Another way that you can kind of just help out too is during the throne. If you guys don't have like a throne truce, keep an eye on all the towers over there. Keep an eye on your throne. Keep an eye on the enemy throne. All that fun stuff. One of my favorite things that I like to do is when I go over to the enemy server and I bookmark all the hives. I generally like to just try and get a rough idea of what's in their hive, who's in their hive, where they're kind of placed, you know, like, so that way, especially in like the bigger alliances, you can kind of go over to them and you know there's some pretty big keeps over here. If one's missing, where are they? And the way to find that is if you take a look at their little alliance castle here. You go to details, go to alliance info, view members. You can take a look at this list right here, right? It's going to show all the alliance members, their power, and all that fun stuff. And the giveaway is going to be, there's going to be 2 little gold swords next to their name, and it's going to show that they're on your server. That kind of looks like that. Hey, actually worked this time. Cool. And generally what I do is during SvS, just to kind of help out my team, I go from each hive to hive to hive to hive to hive, and I take a look at their hives, see if anyone's unbubbled, and I try to see if anyone moved. And then I generally take a quick look, and I'll just take a look at the members, and I'll quickly scroll through and try and find, you know, just the gold swords next to their name. And I know, okay, they're on my server, so where are they? And like, say this person's on my server, I'm gonna say, all right, where are they? The rest of weren't them, and it'll bring me to the locations on my server. I mean, it's pretty simple, you know. If you want to stay bubbled, you can help out in many ways. Those many ways basically summed up for me, which I might be missing some, but I want to keep it very simple for this video. You know, I don't want to get too much information in there. So if you're going into SvS and you don't want to drop your bubble, but you do want to be an asset in SvS, one thing you can definitely do is keep an eye on all the enemy hives. You know, try to remember where they're at, and then you can always take a look at their alliance list and see if they're on our server. It's a good thing to know. I'll put a little bulletin over there. You know, another thing that you can do too is you can go back and forth from your server, killing monsters on the enemy server. The next thing you can possibly do is, you know, try and loot as many fire spirits as you can, and try and find all of the Aris statues that you possibly can. And it'll announce in world chat when the Ara statue spawns, so you don't have to waste all your time looking for them. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, stay bubbled. You know, farm the fire spirits, farm the Ara statues. If you're confident enough, go to the enemy server for 5 minutes, kill a couple of monsters, head home and bubble. Keep an eye on the enemy hives, and make sure that you guys always share any targets that are on your server or that are unbubbled on the enemy server. Get used to switching between your server and the enemy server. It can be confusing at first. Make sure you always bookmark. That way you can go back and forth pretty quick. You want to build that muscle memory. You do. It's very convenient for this game to build the muscle memory. Keep that in mind. And by the way, yeah, this is a one-shot video. I'm not recording it more than once. I just went ahead. I'm recording right now, and I'm just gonna slap it together real quick and edit it, and I'm gonna post it to you guys. So yeah, that's cool. I'm sure there's many things we can still go over as far as SvS goes, but I just wanted to keep it simple and sweet for people that don't want to drop bubble. That's basically about it right now, you know. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I do generally appreciate it. Like I said, thank you for your time. If you guys haven't, if you guys can, make sure you guys have that sub button. Turn on notifications. Also, make sure you guys smash that like button and share this video. And don't forget to join up on Discord also. That's where all the fun's at. And once you join up on Discord, you're not gonna be able to see any of the channels until myself, Chewy, or Rasta make you guys a member. Myself, Chewy, Rasta make you a member, and we'll go from there. Then you can, you know, check out all the live streams, check out all the fun stuff we have in Discord. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I truly do appreciate it. For now, you know, take care and have fun, and let me know how you guys make out in your first SvS. Peace.